Guys, it's Mr. Selby here. I'm going to go through a little bit of chapter 3.4 lesson quiz. All right, and try and go through this a little bit to kind of go over some ways that this could, how to go through some of these problems, and hopefully it will help you when your quiz comes up on how to solve some of these problems. So the first question is, what is the equation of a line parallel to the line with equation y equals 3x minus 4? All right, so remember, parallel lines have the same slope. So what we're looking for is a slope of 3. So which of these lines have a slope of 3? Unfortunately, we can see really quick that none of these are in slope-intercept form. So we've actually got to solve for y for all of them to get them in slope-intercept form. So what I already did that. As you guys can see, I found the slope is 3, okay, for our question. So, and then I found the slope for all of them by subtracting x from both sides, dividing by 3 from both sides, and I ended up getting the slope of negative 1/3 for a. So we know a is not correct because it's negative 1/3, and we're looking for 3. So actually, this one would actually be perpendicular. All right, and then for b, I did the same thing, subtracted x from both sides, divided by negative 3 on both sides, and ended up getting 1/3 x, which means the slope for this one was 1/3. Okay, this is also incorrect, okay, because we're looking for 3. All right, the next one, I did 3x minus y equals negative 2, subtracted 3x from both sides, then divided by negative 1 on both sides, and I ended up getting y equals 3x plus 2, so the slope is 3. Therefore, C would be our correct answer, but let's just check D just in case. 3x plus y equals 7, subtract 3x from both sides, and I'm getting y equals negative 3x plus 7, slope is negative 3. Therefore, C must be our correct answer. All right. What is the equation of a line perpendicular to the line of the equation, line with equation 2x minus 5y equals 5? Okay, for this one, what I need to do is I need to figure out what the slope is of this. So 2x minus 5y equals 5. I subtracted 2x from both sides, and then I divided negative 5y by negative 5, and then I divided everything else by negative 5. And I ended up getting y equals 2/5 x minus 1. So the slope of this line is 2/5, okay? That means the perpendicular slope is the inverse, which means you flip the fraction upside down. So from 2/5 it becomes 5/2, and it's the negative inverse. So it becomes negative 5/2. And then from there, I've got to solve to figure out which of these 4 have the slope of negative 5/2, because that's our answer, okay? So the first one has a slope of 2/5, which means it's parallel. So these lines are actually parallel, but we don't really care so much about parallel. As you can see, 2x minus 5y equals 5, subtract 2x from both sides, divide by negative 5 on both sides, y equals 2/5 x minus 1. So don't want that one. All right, 2x plus 5y equals negative 3, subtract 2x from both sides, divide by 5 on both sides, y equals negative 2/5 x minus 3/5. Slope is negative 2/5. Again, not what we want. We're looking for the inverse negative, not just the negative. All right, for this one, 10x plus 4y equals 3. Subtract 10x from both sides. 4y equals negative 10x plus 3. Divide by 4 on both sides. Y equals negative 5/2. Negative 5/2 x plus 3/4. Slope is negative 5/2. All right, that should be our correct answer. Let's just check D just in case. 2x minus y equals negative 1. Subtract 2x from both sides. Negative y equals negative 2x minus 1. Divide by negative 1 on both sides. Y equals 2x plus 1. Slope is 2. I just didn't write it down. Slope is 2. All right, so that must mean that C is our correct answer. All right, which is an equation of the line in the graph shown? So as you can see this graph, all these are written in slope-intercept form, which is super helpful. And as we can see, if we're standing here on the left, are we going to go uphill or downhill? Okay, if we're going uphill, which it looks like we are, that means our slope is positive, which means it's either going to be A or D. Okay, then we have to look for the y-intercept. As you can see, it hits the y-axis here underneath the origin, which means our y-intercept is negative, which means it must be D. Positive slope, negative y-intercept, we can just do that. Or we can look at this and say, this appears like it hits negative 3 down here. 1, 2, 3, negative 3. So that must be our y-intercept, so it's either C or D. And it appears that our slope is rise over run, which means it goes up 2, and over 1 must be a slope of 2x. Therefore, D is our correct answer. 2 ways to check that. All right. All right, which is an equation of the line with a slope 1/2 passing through the point 1, 2. For this one, we're going to use a little bit of point slope form. So as you can see here, we got slope is 1/2. Coordinates are 1, 2. All right, so x1 is 1, y1 is 2. Slope is m is 1/2. So we plug it in, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So that becomes y minus 2 equals 1/2 x minus 1. All right, distribute, and it becomes y minus 2 equals 1/2 x minus 1/2. Add 2 to both sides, and we get y equals 1/2 x plus 3/2. So that must mean that A is the correct answer. All right, last one here. Which is an equation of the line with a slope 0 and passing through the point -2, 3? Okay, so whenever you see that it has a slope of 0, remember, that means there's no steepness on the graph. That means it is a literal straight horizontal line. It is flat, okay? That means if it's a flat line, it only touches the y-axis at one point. And that one point is going to be 3, okay? So it's going to be y equals 3 because, as you can see, the y-interval here is 3. So the whole thing must be 3. All right, but let's just double check here. I did a little bit of point slope form. Slope is 0. Coordinates are -2, 3. x1 is -2. y1 is 3. M equals 0. So we do y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Sub in y minus 3 equals 0 times x minus -2, which becomes x plus 2. All right, and then we distribute 0 times x is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. So we got y minus 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. They cancel out, so you're left with y equals 0 plus 3 is 3, so y equals 3. All right, let's double check, see if Mr. Selby's right. Boom, 5 out of 5. Still got it. All right, so if you had questions or concerns with any of these problems on here and you need any kind of help with this, please reach out, okay? There are some YouTube videos underneath of this, okay? Please watch the extra lessons and everything. All right, super important. Please message me on Schoology, email me, come to office hours, send a fax, phone call, whatever you need to do, okay? Get in touch. Please try and reach out. Quarter's ending soon. Hopefully you get all your work in. Remember, stay safe, stay safe, healthy, happy, and hydrated. And if you guys need anything, please reach out. Hopefully everything's going well, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Ciao.